guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a lotus flower, and I'm going to do it in a style that's kind of inspired by Rachel's Rocks Canada. Hi Rachel. So it's going to be dotting, and she does a lot of this dotting stuff, and I think it's really cool, and so I figured I would give it a go. And I'm going to be using quinacridone magenta. Hopefully all this is in focus. And I'm using Liquitex Basics. And so this is going to be my base color. So I'm going to put a little bit. I don't normally use these little trays. But I thought for this dotting I would. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and put some in 3 sections, and then I'm going to do one with white. I'm almost out of white. And then I want just a little bit of the, on a light, a medium, and really what I want is kind of a mauve color, I think. You know, I design all of my rocks on my iPad in Procreate. And when I did it in mauves, and I really liked it, and I don't even think these flowers come in mauve. But, yeah, whatever, right? So, I think I'm going to try this brown. This brown's kind of gritty. To see if I can get kind of a little bit of a mauve color. It'll just tone down that pink a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. Just kind of brown it down just a little. And I'm doing this on a black rock, so I need a little bit of white in order to make it less transparent. So let me get a little white over here. Quinacridone magenta is transparent, so if you add a little bit of the white, it'll help with the opacity. A little bit more brown. On this one, I'm going to add a lot more brown. It's a very simple color palette. I need more brown. And I'm adding the color kind of slowly because I don't want to overdo it and waste a bunch of paint. I know I'm creating a shadow that's probably not helping much. And then over here, I'm going to make this a lot darker. May darken this one up just a little bit more. Okay, so there's kind of my 3 different colors. I may add just a little bit more. May need a, I think I may need this color to be just a little darker, and then I'll make an even lighter one over here for kind of my highlight colors. Alright, it's not super mauve in color, but it'll be close. Alright, and then I'm just using a little nail dotting tool. This is the smallest one I have. So I'm going to try it first. Try to go with that. I'm using my turntable. All of the supplies I'm using will be linked in the description below. I'll also link to Rachel's channel. I'm sure everybody already subscribes to her because she's wonderful, but if not, I will have a link to her channel in the description box below as well, because if you don't subscribe to her, you should. And so I'm just gonna start dotting, and I'm not gonna be doing this in any kind of pattern. It's just gonna be very random. Some of the dots are going to blend together and create kind of just one big massive dot, and I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to outline where the yellow is. I'm going to outline that in black. At least that's my game plan. And I need glasses. Hang on. And I've got a new camera set up, so hopefully this will work. Like I said, I'm just starting in the dark areas where there's going to be a shadow, and then we will work our way out to the lighter sections. So in the areas where I think the shadows are, I'm just going to add my dark colors first. And that's going to be pretty much where the leaves kind of come together. They're going to create that shadow. And I will be fast forwarding through most of this, because really it all is just a bunch of dots. It's kind of like stippling, if you're familiar with that technique, but we're just doing it with a dotting tool instead of like pen and ink. When I was in school, that was one of my favorite techniques, was pen and ink. The only problem with it is that you cannot make mistakes, because if you screw up you have to start over. So there's no room for error, and that's the only part that stresses me out. So I don't do it very often. And hopefully you can see this. I can't tell if you can see this or not. Hopefully you can. If not, just wait a second or fast forward till we get to the lighter colors and it will show up better. Okay, now we're going to move over to this one, next to darkest color. And you want to pull your darks out further than you think you need them so that we can kind of blend these back and we have a better transition. So we don't just want a straight line. We want to take the darks, the darkest color, out further, and we want to take this and push it into the dark so that we have a smoother transition in color. And if you think it's taking too long, you can use a bigger dotting tool. And as I come out, I'm widening the spaces between my dots. And that's where we're going to kind of feather the color, the lighter color into this color to create a smoother transition. So now I'm using some Hooker's green and some primary yellow. Let's see, I'm going to add some of this pink to it. Take some of this brown and add to this green just to darken it up and make it more of an olive. So now I've got kind of a yellow green, a dark olive green, and a lighter olive green. And we're going to do the middle and the stem with this. So we're going to start with our dark. Then I want to quickly kind of transition to this lighter color. I want to run it up on both sides. And I'm going to just dot the whole inside. We go back to the dark and do the bottom. Now I'm going to take my light green and just come up, set yellow green, and I'm just going to kind of come up one side, in the middle on one side. Kind of tapering off towards the base. Then I'm just going to hit this outside edge of that of the base of the flower. Now I've got to do the inside, and again the inside I'm going to start the same way. I'm pretty much just going to do all of this with this dark green. Oops, dark green. Now I'm taking my lighter green and going over the tops of that, just on the top edge, in the middle and top edge. These are kind of the center of the flower. I'm not even sure what this is. It looks leafy, but I don't think it is. Okay. Now this is what's going to make it pop. We're going to do this edge and then just the tips of some of this foliage. Center, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Leaves. It's not foliage, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just something in there to give that some interest. And then I'm going to mix a little of this yellow. I want this way more on the yellow side. And I'm going to hit this top portion. Remember, yellow is very translucent, so we're going to have to kind of build this up. Might hit a couple of these down here just for some added interest. All right, I might take some of this lighter and just go right, hit a couple of these spots. So now I'm going to put this aside. And I'm going to take, this is Golden's, this is just flow acrylic. Sometimes I use the Createx airbrush paint. You could use that. And I'm going to outline I think I'm going to use this brush. This is my Holotap. It's a double aught, meaning 2 zeros. Then we are going to outline this. And I base painted, I don't know if I told you this, I base painted my rock with the Apple Barrel flat black. So this flow acrylic is it's a truer black. So it should stand out against the black background. We have to go over and I have to get rid of all of my tracing lines. So you just want to take your time with this. Clean that up. Now I'm just going to just hit some areas where I feel like we just need some little touch-ups, maybe. Okay, I need a line there. Missing. And this is just to, if you need to thin up a line, do it with the dots. If you have like a straight line, like I have here, march the dots down into the other color to break up that straight line. There. And then just make sure that all of your transitions look smooth. If not, just add more dots. The nice thing about this method is that the dots don't have to be perfect. That's what I loved about it so much when I first saw it. Anything that allows for us to be slightly imperfect is right up my alley. And here is the finished rock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe and share this with all of your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.